Hello everybody, I am Fuzzyface and welcome back today to part 16 of this Williams Resurrection career on Motorsport Manager. It is the penultimate episode of the season. We've got the Dubai Grand Prix coming up, followed by the oval track at Phoenix for the last race of the season. Dubai is the longest track this season at just a shade under 4 miles. We go from the longest track to the shortest track of the season, Phoenix being just a shade under 2 miles, this oval track that we're finishing the season on. But Dubai, we're hoping this can be a good track for us. The last race in Rio de Janeiro, it sort of worked out. We had a pretty good finish, 11th and 13th. Dubai could be a track we're pretty good at because top speed is crucial, the engine is crucial. The front wing, we're not too bad with the front wing. We're not in the bottom two like we are a lot of the other places, and the suspension, we are 10th overall this season, although we have a pretty strong suspension going forward. Next season we're aiming to be the 6th or 7th best overall car, hopefully 6th, maybe somewhere near the McLaren team. We've made a lot of progress towards next year's car that we can't put those parts in this year's car because they're a little bit too risky. We're just working on getting these engines up to what they can be. 21 days after the race, these would be completed. So that would be the week after there. So these are just going to, all these parts are going to be just about done. We're currently working on a rear wing. The rear wing doesn't need too much upgrading. I'm not sure we're going to be able to get the time to do that. But if we do get time to do it, we can focus on those as well, make them a little bit better. But they are going to be pretty decent going to next season. The factory is going to be finished at the end of the season, and the wind tunnel and the test track. So we're going to be pretty much there with the HQ. Maybe we'll have some money to work on the HQ next season, but everything is just focused on going into the car. So we're going to get into the Dubai Grand Prix right now. Just get the tyres as we normally do. 843. We're going to go through practice as normal, just skip over that, and we'll be back for qualifying in just a second. Practice over. Hamilton looking quick. The Ferrari's looking particularly slow around the Dubai track in 8th and 11th after practice. We're 12th and 13th after practice. The Haas is looking quick, but as we know, teams running different strategies, different simulations, different fuel levels, so it's you never get a good idea from practice of quite how quick you're actually going to be. But we did pretty well with the setup once again. We're going to go soft in qualifying as usual. The car setup looking pretty much all there, so we're going to jump straight into qualifying now and just wait for a couple of the cars to come out before we start sending ours out. And maybe we'll get Sorokin running around the track first, get him out first. Just behind the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton there, let him come out of the pits, and then we'll send Kubica out. So we'll just send him around this first track. It's a long track, this Dubai track. 144.8 is the time to sort of beat. That's like the recommended time to sort of get past. Kubica on form, Sorokin on form as well, so hopefully we're going to get a good qualifying session in here. Hopefully we're not going to be like down in 18th and 20th as we've seen recently, so we'll get these first laps started. So Sorokin is across the line first. Kubica does a decentish job of getting his temperatures right. But what is Sorokin like after this first sector? Hamilton's going round quickest. 8 tenths down after the first sector. Almost 6 tenths down for Kubica. So it looks like another slow qualifying session for us here. A long way off the pace. We've got a lot of ground to make up if we... Hopefully next season we're going to be seeing ourselves within a second of the top car. Whether that is achievable or not. Sorokin does a... Sorokin do a 145, pretty much dead on, and a 144.7 for Kubica. Only Leclerc slower than Kubica at the moment, so it looks like we're going to be coming in around the bottom, although Ericsson's slower than Sorokin on his first lap. But as we know, the Force India and the Haas Toro Rosso as well, they will be coming out straight away for another lap. We're going to wait until the end of the session. Maybe that might give us a little bit of an advantage over them. As I said, I don't really like taking the advantage, but I don't know why they send the cars out so early in the session when they're not going to be benefiting from the track grip too much. Although the track grip doesn't improve a lot as this goes on. So we're just waiting for a couple of cars to come out before we send our cars out for the end of the session. As we saw, we knew they were doing their laps going round. A couple went quicker, not many went quicker. Ericsson managed to go a tiny little bit quicker than Sorokin. We would expect him to maybe pick up that place. I don't think he's going to make 2 tenths up to get to that, so hopefully a 19th for Sorokin. Kubica could possibly go a little bit faster, maybe get above the Force India of Perez. I wouldn't expect him to get much, but here we go. The car's coming out of the pits, so we're going to get Sorokin out of the pits first, and then let him exit the pit lane, and we'll get Kubica out as well. So hopefully we can pick up a little bit of time on this lap. Maybe not though. 16th and 20th does seem to be about where we're at with this Williams car at the moment. Obviously the car is the 9th best overall. Our drivers are the 9th best overall. So we are sort of where we should be seeing our car. Sorokin comes across the line to start his lap. Let's just see what he's like after the first sector. He goes... What's he going to be doing? He was about 8 tenths down, although... Yeah, that was Hamilton who was 8 tenths down on 5 tenths down. So he's gone a lot quicker. Has Sorokin picked up about 3 tenths after that first sector. Kubica about a tenth quicker. So we might be seeing Sorokin, if he can keep this up, maybe somewhere around here. 17th place, we never know. He's almost a second down after the second sector. Can he go and get to around 17th place? Can he go above Leclerc here? That would be a really good performance for him if he can. 19th, no he doesn't, he loses it on that last sector. He still went quicker, but he only picked up about a tenth there. He seemed to be going a lot quicker. Kubica was slower in the first sector, quicker in the second. He manages to pick up 1 place. So, not too bad there. 15th and 19th. Lewis Hamilton quickest. Only just by 8th 1,000th of a second over Daniel Ricciardo. Vettel went a little bit quicker. He was a long way off the pace, about 3 tenths down after the first lap. But he obviously went quicker there. We'll go through the full grid in a second. We'll just go over the strategy for today's race. I think it's going to be a one-stop with this track being a long track. It's only 25 laps, you see. And look at that, we can do 19 laps on a hard tyre. We can do 14. So, with Sorokin being at the back, should we go and get the first pit stop out of the way and then try and get the undercut going with the car? Since we're not in a position where we can pick up many places, obviously we do need to stay ahead of Haas. Maybe we should try something a little bit risky. We'll go the opposite. We'll keep both cars on this soft tyre. Try and get them in to about lap 9, and then we can go to the end on the hard tyre. Or should we switch up strategies to see which one works best? Although we can't really tell which one works best with the sort of a little bit of a gulf between the two drivers at the moment. Obviously we could do medium, but if you've seen my videos before, you know I do follow the F1 rules. I do have to use 2 tyre compounds. The AI doesn't have to do that. Meanwhile, the weather is 28 degrees. It's really hot here, so we're going to go for the hard tyre performance increase since we're going to be on that tyre a very long time, and that's not going to be the tyre we're really going to be pushing on. That's the one that we're going to get on to. Oh, well, we will be pushing a little bit once we come out of the pits, but anyway, we've got Lewis Hamilton in pole position. Danny Rick in second place. He's got a dodgy neck as well, as we've seen this season. Everyone getting dodgy necks. Vettel off the front row of the grid for a change in 3rd place. Max Verstappen 4th. Roman Grosjean 5th. Valtteri Bottas, his form a 0. 6th place for the Mercedes. Kimi Raikkonen off the pace again, half a second down on pole position. Nico Hulkenberg 8th. Stoffel Van Dorn, he'll have a dodgy neck as well. Fernando Alonso, he's got a dodgy neck as well. Yeah, 10th place for Alonso. Kevin Magnussen, Carlos Sainz in 12th. The Force India is on the 7th row of the grid in 13th and 14th. Our driver next season, hopefully, Esteban Ocon, followed by Sergio Perez. Then we've got Robert Kubica in 15th. Pierre Gasly 16th. Charles Leclerc 17th. Brendan Hartley in 18th for the Toro Rosso. Sergei Sorokin 19th, not in 20th. I'm not sure how many times he's been off. Ericsson seems to have been in 20th, probably more than Sorokin has. But Ericsson in 20th in the Sauber. So let's get into this Grand Prix. Hopefully we can get a decent start. Kubica's had a couple of decent starts, especially in that, I think it was a race before last in Phoenix. He had a really good start, although he's a little slow off the line here. But hopefully he can get a good run into this first corner. No, he doesn't. He lets Gasly past him. Hartley's going to be coming at him as well. Hartley shoots down the outside, makes 2 up, but gets stuck behind. It's Fernando Alonso that's dropped down the order, but Hartley makes that move stick. So we're in 17th, 19th. A lot of the other cars out on the soft. We've got a few on the hards. I'm guessing they're going to go a long way into the Grand Prix. Sainz unused hard tyres at the start of the race. Not looking good for him, but 18th and 19th at the moment. Looks like this one could be a long race for us, all the way down the back of the grid. Maybe we need to try and make something happen with Kubica here. So we'll go overtake most of Sorokin's managed to get past him as well. We've got to try and make something happen here. So maybe try 2 laps like this. See if we can pick up some places. Sorokin manages to move himself up into 17th place, 16th place as he gets past the Toro Rosso of Brendan Hartley. Kubica making some moves as well, and that's Sorokin getting up the inside of Pierre Gasly, although we'll lose the inside line. Can he make it on this corner? He does. He gets past Gasly as we hit this little section of track. Sorokin really battling with Gasly here. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to make that move stick. Kubica though, even pushing. He was in 20th, or he gets up the inside of two cars there, catches Hartley and Ericsson napping. And Sorokin's made that move stick on Gasly. Managed to get past Alonso, Leclerc, up into 14th place for Sorokin. Sort of good move for him. He's got both Force Indias in front of him, who we were hoping to beat a couple of races ago, thinking we could get above them in the Constructors, although they've had a really good couple of races. But Sorokin moving up the order here. We just have to watch these tyres. The weather is extremely hot here, although we only have to make these tyres get to around between lap 7 and lap 9 is our pit window. We're going to see if Sorokin can make this move on Sergio Perez. If he can, and then we can turn down the car. So we've got no chance of really challenging the Red Bull in front, although we can't run too long like this. We're going to right on the back of it and get that little slipstream into that corner, and Sorokin goes past, and we're going to start turning a few things down now. Kubica though is... We want him to come in a lap earlier, so he's got a little bit of time to push on this tyre, see if he can sort of make it stick. Although Sorokin manages to get past Max Verstappen there as well. So Sorokin doing amazing to get himself up into 11th place. And we really need to start cooling these tyres down pretty soon with Kubica, so we're going to have to start getting these down. Maybe with... We're going to have to go in backup mode a little bit here. We've seen anyone else in backup mode. Everyone around us is still in neutral. So we'll keep it like this, and that is Perez who's managed to get past Max Verstappen as well. We've got about a second gap in front. Roman Grosjean at the moment leading the Grand Prix. Hamilton must have had a really bad start. Roman Grosjean though in the Haas leading this Dubai Grand Prix. Vettel is second just behind him. Wouldn't expect Vettel to be able to make that pass. Both with Ferrari engines, although this game really doesn't take into account they're not actually on the same engine. That Ferrari engine is a lot better, although it's sort of as if the game knows the Ferrari engine will be better because they know how to make it work better with the chassis, better cooling strategies and so on. But we'll just try to cool these tyres down briefly now so they don't wear away too quick when you might need to go into low mode with Kubica. But this time it looks like Sorokin's going to be our main guy trying to get into the points. Even in low mode, we're lapping quicker than the cars behind us. Obviously, we are on quicker tyres than Perez. It doesn't explain why we're 7/10 quicker than Max Verstappen. And Sorokin off form as well. Kubica on form. We're just going to have to see how this goes. If he's not making up positions, we might as well push him through this soft tyre totally. He's not really stuck in a pack at the moment. We can get him off this soft tyre anywhere around now. We want Sorokin to go a little bit longer though. And we've got these tyres cool. We want him to get them down to optimal temperature almost. We're actually picking up ground over the Force India still. We're still about half a second, over 6/10 quicker than the car behind Sergio Perez. So if we go back to this now, we can easily get to where our pit window would want to be. And these tyres are just going to fade away for Robert Kubica. We can just let him do that. Have him push all out, although he's not really. He's 2/10 up on his last lap. What is he lapping at the moment? Pretty slow. I'm guessing because his tyres are really overheated here. He managed to do a 150.7, so he picks up quite a lot of time on the last lap. He went a second quicker pushing the tyres, although it's going to be after this lap. I don't think he can do another lap pushing the tyre like this, so he's going to be set up for his pit stop. We can set it up and then cancel it if we think he can do another lap. We should be in for... What are we in for? Come on. What does it actually tell me? That's it. That's it. It's 1.8 seconds we're in for. We've got our A crew pit crew in. The best pit crew in Formula 1 this weekend. So Kubica actually dropping back as well. Still going quicker than that last lap though. And he's down to 32%. These would go at 25%, so he's going to be making that pit stop this time around. But 11th for Sorokin now, able to push on this tyre, 150.2. The Force India guys have started pushing as well, so maybe we can start recovering some fuel so we've got some room to push after the pit stop as well. We're going to keep Kubica in this push mode. We'll go back to push mode when we get onto the hard tyres. Hopefully with some clear air to run in. Kubica's going to start speeding up a little bit now. Hopefully, he's going to be able to close in on these cars in front. What is he down at the moment? He's 18 seconds or so behind Hartley. I can't remember where we were. I think we were battling with Alonso around here. So if we can make that work and get out in front of Alonso and sort of this pack, if we can sort of make that work to maybe Ocon or Verstappen, then we'll know this undercut has worked. So Rotkin, meanwhile, he's got another couple of laps to go. He's doing pretty well with this tyre. I think he's going to be able to go too easily to the lap that we wanted to, but we might as well get him pushing a little bit now. Try and pick up a little bit of distance since we know where, as we see the Force India starting to come back at us now. So we'll go push, and it might be the lap after this that we get Sorokin in, because his tyres are overheated. He's going to get in for this hard tyre now. 19 laps it can do. Hopefully we can see that through to the end and make this sort of undercut work. And we're picking up time again on Perez now. Let's see what we're doing on this lap. Can we go any quicker? One tyres are going to be able to get through to the end of this lap, I would think. We move to Verstappen's managed to get past Perez, which is not good because we wanted Perez to be holding up Verstappen. Maybe we might see some of these cars not stop before the end of the race, but we're just going to see where we are when we sort of come into the pits with what are we in front? 1.4 seconds ahead of Verstappen. We're 2.2 in front of Perez, but we've got like Carlos Sainz in our sights. We'll wait to see if this undercut sort of works. We need to get Sorokin back just into push and high mode. See where that works out. Kubica's pretty much just behind him. Kubica's actually caught him up there. So this undercut might work. Kimi Raikkonen has crashed. Hopefully there's no safety car out. No, there isn't. Just a yellow flag. Raikkonen crashed. Where did he actually crash? We can't actually see him on the track. But Raikkonen out of this Grand Prix now as we enter lap 9. We're going to have to watch these tyres getting too hot with Kubica. And we're going to have to just watch the fuel as well. We need to start recovering that so Rotkin can push for a little bit longer though. Let's just see what these lap times are like. Kubica in the 1:49s. Really quick lap times here. So are we seeing anyone start lining up for pit stops? No, we're not. So we've got another lap where we can be a lot quicker than the cars in front. We're not going to get a good idea of what Sorokin's doing because that's his first lap out of the pits. Although I think we're sort of gaining to these cars in front. If we think it's about a 20-second pit stop, we could be ahead of Verstappen still. But we've picked up about... we're just going to have to see how long this pit takes. I'm not sure whether it is 20 seconds here at Dubai. We just sort of have to hang on for a little bit and just watch after these tyres once we'll turn down these tyres once we see some cars start coming into the pits. Obviously these hard tyres can go a very long way if you look after them. Is anyone coming to the pits yet? No, we're going to get another few laps. Whilst we're the quicker... No, we've got some cars coming in. That is Gasly coming into the pits. I think we've got enough time over them. We're a long way down the road from them now. They come out of the pits a long way behind. So we'll be able to see what Sorokin's doing. The 1:49.5s compared to Perez, who started pushing on his hard tyres now a little bit. He's started to go a little bit quicker as the fuel starts to drop off. So we're there or thereabouts. We've already got our pit stop out of the way. We're not really making much ground at the moment. But you never know, we might be able to make this stick and get this going. We need to go back into medium, start recovering with Robert Kubica. But Sorokin does look to be in a decent position here. Maybe a points finish, maybe a points finish is too far out of the order, although we know we've got Sainz and Hulkenberg. The Renault are definitely going to mess up at some point. Maybe they won't today, maybe they'll surprise us and keep running in the points. You never know, it could be a miracle, but we're starting to see a lot of the other cars start coming into the pits now. And we're not going to push because we don't want this tyre to wear away. We need it to get to the end of the Grand Prix. Is that going to be in front of the Haas of Kevin Magnussen? We've managed to pick a place up on. We got sort of close to the McLaren. That's 5 seconds. I can't remember how far away we were from them, but it does look like this could work. But we're going to have to go conserve mode pretty soon with Sorokin. Hopefully we're going to see some of these cars start coming to pits. Is Perez slowing down? 1:49.8. It's going to be pretty tight. We're going to have to conserve a little bit. We've got Magnussen out behind us on fresh tyres. I'm guessing he can go to the end on these mediums, although he's got problems with his car, so we're not really battling him He'll have to come and fix those. If he passes us, I'm guessing he'll have to come in and fix those parts before the end of the race. And we've got cars in the pit, so let's go push mode just until we see where they are. We're going to get back past Verstappen. We do, and Verstappen's a long way behind us now. He's actually a little bit closer possibly than where he was. He's about a second behind. So he's out on quicker tyres now, and we're going to have to... Not just yet, we don't have to go into recovery mode on the fuel. As we know, Sorokin can be really good at defensive driving, but whether he can keep a Red Bull behind on fresher tyres on a softer compound. Obviously the softer compound worked for us earlier on in the race, being on the soft tyre. We're not going to be able to see that. Max Verstappen goes on the outside. 3 cars pretty close together. Verstappen's got the inside run. Is he going to be able to make it stick? Oh, Magnussen doing us a huge favour here, getting right on the back of Sorokin though. Hopefully there's not going to be a touch there. I don't know what's happened to Magnussen's car, whether he's had a crash or touched someone. Who knows? But anyway, we've got Sainz in the pits. I don't think we're anywhere sort of close to where he is. No, Sainz has got out of the pits in front. Max Verstappen's going to be able to make this move stick now. Max Verstappen finally gets past us. Kubica's up in 17th, but we've still got a few cars to pit. Maybe it would have been better for us to go into the hard tyre from the start, as we see. Obviously, Perez started slowing down. No, he's not. He's in the 149. He's actually lapping quicker than us at the moment, because we're just sort of recovering at the moment from what we were trying to push. Kubica's doing 149s. So we sort of need to try and make this go 60%. So it's where we sort of want to be with the tyre wear at the moment. But whether we're going to be able to get back out in front of Perez. Perez is going to be on a quick tyre as well. But we get out in front of Fernando Alonso. So Sorokin moves up to 14th. Kubica moves up to 16th. We're still waiting for Perez to pit. Perez going a long way into this Grand Prix. He's going to make those 19 laps stick, which is what we sort of want from these hard tyres as well. So if we know he can get that far, we know we can do that on this tyre. Magnussen's slowly falling away from us now, so we're just going to speed up a little bit, try and get to the point where we see Perez coming into the pits, and just see what Sorokin's doing off that lap. Sorokin up into the 149.6. Perez is slowing down. How far behind are we? Can we make it stick? There's about 16 seconds between us. I don't know how long a pit stop is here. Is 16 seconds enough here for us to get back out in front of Perez? Although Perez in a position where he can go onto the soft tyre even. So the Force India in a strong position to finish this race. Hamilton has made his pit stop. Vettel has made a stop and out into the lead. Vettel, after not qualifying so great in 3rd place on the grid, has managed to make that stick. Grosjean, who was leading early on, finds himself 7th now. But Force India's staying out again. What have they just done? 149.5. They're back up into that, and we're going to have to start recovering this fuel as well for Sorokin now. He's in a position where we might need to go low mode, try to make it go as far as possible to try and catch up with Perez. Should we try and get closer and then cool these tyres down once we're in front of him? Is it worth the risk to see if we can make that stick? We'll have to go back and conserve mode. These tyres are going to get too hot. We don't want them fading away and us slowing down at the end of the Grand Prix. We're a long way behind the cars in front. Verstappen managed to get 5 seconds in front of that Red Bull. A lot quicker than us, although we see one of the Force Indias into the pit. That is Esteban Ocon. Obviously we're going to get out in front of him. Where can Kubica get to? 15th place, out in front of the Force India as well, but we've got quicker cars behind us. Alonso just pit, but come out on a used medium. Don't know, but we're still within 16 seconds of Perez. It's just whether that's enough for us to pick up that place, to get up into 10th place into the points. Can we do that? Come on, Perez, pit this lap, make it. No, Perez staying out another lap. It's in the 148, so really pushing that hard tyre. Yeah, I think he's going to pick up enough of a gap to get back out in front. That is the benefit of having the hardest compound tyre on, because it just doesn't wear away until it gets down to 0%. You know you're going to pit, you can just push for your last lap. You can go a long way in this Grand Prix. It seems to he's going to get to lap 20, Sergio Perez, on that hard tyre, going the longest, as we usually see from the Force Indias. They go a very long time into the Grand Prix before they start pitting. We've got a little bit of room to push now. 26, so but we're still about a 16-second behind. Perez going a little bit slower this lap as he comes into the pits. So where are we going to sit when Perez starts coming out? Perez is in. He's in the pit box. And he's off. Have we got out in front of him? We have. We've picked up. Perez, a slow pit stop there. So it does look to have been around a 20-second pit stop. So about 3 seconds up the road. So thankfully there, we've got a little bit of room. Alonso on a used tyre, but Perez on these really quick soft tyres now to finish the Grand Prix on. Whether he's going to be able to make that stick, we're going to have to go in conserve mode for a little bit here. Kubica doing a good job. There's not much room to push with him. We just have to sort of cool these tyres down for Sorokin a little bit. Let's try and move on a little bit in the Grand Prix. 10th place. We seem to be holding Alonso off well enough. Perez, though, is moving up the order. Gets ahead of his teammate. He's on the back of Magnussen. Alonso gets past us, but we've seen someone else do a second pit stop. That Carlos Sainz, which worked out for us there. We can go back into neutral mode now. I think we're going to see Perez get past us before the end of the race. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to hold on to this points position. I think we're in a position now where this tyre, even in push mode, can get to the end of the race. So we'll try it with Kubica on this first lap, see how much that's going to move this little needle. It doesn't seem to be moving it much, so maybe we've got a little bit of room to push with Sorokin here. Perez, though, is going to make this move any time unless Sorokin can do another amazing job. We're going to have to push this tyre because it's the only way we're going to be able to hold off Perez. We've got to risk it if we want points in this Grand Prix. And we've got maybe just enough time to recover the fuel. We might need to go in low mode at some point. Perez, though, a second quicker on that last lap. It's going to be an amazing job from Sorokin if he can manage to hold him up. Kubica doing a 149.1, slower than the cars around him. So not much that Kubica can do. Sorokin, though, it's all down to you, Sergey. Can you score us points in this Grand Prix? This tyre is definitely going to get to the end. We might even be able to go in overtake mode for the last lap. Sorokin's form, though, is dropping rapidly as well, while Sergio Perez in top form. Come on, Sergey, hold on. Come on, Sergey, we can do this. So we're holding him up. We're holding Perez up. He's starting to go slower than us, but he is pushing all out. We don't have the luxury there, and Perez is going to make this stick now. That is going to be it. So we're outside the points now. Perez is going to be able to pull away. And, oh, we've got someone breaking down. 13th place. That is Kevin Magnussen. That part, whatever part it is finally blown in his car. Moves Kubica up to 13th. Sorokin, though, is having problems of his own, although it's just the front wing, which is at 33%. It's easily going to be able to get to the end of the race. We're just going to look after this now so we don't have Esteban Ocon catching us. Going to cool these tyres down. Maybe, no, we need to try and cool them down a little bit, though. But I think we can get to the end of the race like that. We're coming up to the final lap. We've got a lap and a half to go. Don't think we're going to see anyone else pit. Hamilton, though, pretty close on those tyres. Bottas going to finish ahead of his teammate for one of the only times this season. And we're on a low fuel, but we might be able to recover that. We might just have to watch out this last lap. We've got some room to push in overtake mode with Kubica, although he's not got anything he can gain. He's not going to be able to get past Esteban Ocon. Sorokin, 11th place. Can we keep Esteban Ocon off our tail for this last lap? That might not be possible. Ocon, he's got room in this tyre to push it all out, but he doesn't seem to be doing that. Whether these 9%, we've got the tyres really hot going into this last lap. That pushing to try catch up with Perez didn't work out for us. He's possibly going to move us down the order, but we should be able to hold on till the end of the race. Perez, Ocon dropping back even though, meanwhile, so switch that back up. Fuel looks like it might run out just before the end, or we're going to recover and go into recover with Kubica. So we've got no room getting past Ocon. So Sorokin going to do a good job here to stay ahead of Ocon on that final lap, even though Ocon's on those really fresh tyres. Although we're going to drop away off this last corner. No, we're not. We're still at 5%, so these medium hard tyres still working as they should be. So that's 11th place for Sorokin, a really good finish for him. Unfortunately, we couldn't get into the points, as we saw once Perez got past us. He was shot on down the road on those soft tyres. Kubica, he did a good job as well, 13th place. So not too bad, still sort of performing above expectations. As we'll run down the order, Hamilton managed to get back into second position there. Bottas, for some reason, dropped away right at the end. He dropped below. No, I don't know why he dropped below. Still zero form for Bottas. As we run down, Vettel, Hamilton, Ricciardo, Roman Grosjean, a really good finish in that Haas. So that is not good for us. That is definitely not good for us. It puts Haas almost on an equal pegging towards us. At least Kevin Magnussen was outside the points. Luckily, Roman Grosjean couldn't make that stick, that first place that he had. That would have put us really in trouble for the last race. I think we might still be ahead of the Haas cars, though, as we are equal points going into the last race. And I don't think we've got any chance of scoring points to the oval. Haas might have chance, so we might slip back down into that 7th place. So it looks like we're not going to be held on to this 6th place, but you never know. We might be able to make it stick. We might be able to stay in front of the Haases. But we've got a new trait, rival with driver. The driver will not join a team with their rival Kevin Magnussen. We came 8th overall. And we're not improving much, Sorokin, although he's not got a long way to go. He can't get above 3.5 stars. We didn't run Stroll in practice, wanted to get Sorokin his form up. His form didn't really improve in practice, so Stroll will be doing the practice in Phoenix. Can't remember then. Just have a quick look at who the new pit crew member is. It's someone else. We've got a ton of people that are proficient with the rear jack. If we run down, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people that have rated 20 overall with the rear jack. So we don't need to spend any more money there. Hamilton picks Ricciardo to pole. Interview with Formula 1. Robert Kubica is claiming that he operates. We'll just say he needs to button it because that keeps him happy. Although he's going to be going at the end of the season. We're not renewing his contract. Our fastest pit stop was 1.7. That's 2 tenths, or just under 3 tenths slower than our season record. So really quick pit stops there. Sorokin's got the rival with the driver that we know. So we've got Phoenix coming up in the next Grand Prix. 49 laps. It should be a 2-stop strategy, maybe a 3-stop. Hopefully the Haases are going to be slow here. As we've seen, they've started picking up in the last few races. Roman Grosjean has got an 8th, a 4th place. Did he finish up in Phoenix? Would be a good idea. A good way of checking. Where's Roman Grosjean here? 6th place. So the Haases have really been catching up recently over the last 3 races. Been really performing. They made some upgrades to the car. Where's their car rated? 6 overall. It's about where they always have been, although our engine has dropped to 4th below the Renault. Maybe Haas have been catching up with the engine whilst we've not been concentrating. We could have introduced some upgrades at Phoenix, although we chose to concentrate on next year's car. I don't think there's going to be that big a difference between the prize money between 6th and 7th, maybe 2 or 3 million pounds. It would have possibly built another end of season engine, or paid for that at least, but when we were expecting to be struggling and fighting to get off 10th place after the early going in the season, where we were stuck on at the bottom of the table for a long time, it's turned out to be quite a good season. But anyway, we've got the finale coming up next time. Tune into that if you can. It looks like Dams have got, no, Prema have come back strong. Nick De Vries has come back strong. He's got a chance of winning. Have they finished? How many races have F2 got left? Just Doha on the 1st of December. Which actually comes after the Grand Prix. So yeah, so Prema have got a chance of winning promotion to Formula 1. Obviously promotions here. They've won 3 Grand Prix this season. It's Sean Galeon that has won 2 Grand Prix, although he's a little bit further down the order. Artem Markelov has got a chance at winning the title as well, although a Russian title a long way off in the Constructors. So it's going down to the last race between Dams and Prema. Although 11 points is a lot to pick up, because it looks like they're on... No, 20... Oh yeah, it's just because of short seasons, isn't it? So what has Nicholas Latifi been doing? A 2nd, a 10th, a 10th, a 12th, an 11th, a 1st, a 15th, and a 1st. So quite big swings in the performance here, although Nick De Vries has been consistent recently, so it looks like Nick De Vries is in with a chance of winning. Whether Prema's in with a chance of getting high, although we've seen Sean Galeo finish 19th, 20th, 20th after qualifying pretty high, although he won the last race, and then points for finishing in pole and the fastest lap, which is a thing in F2 in this game. But anyway, that is it for this episode. Subscribe, hit that like button, follow me on Twitter, whatever you want to do. But until next time, I will see you in America, the good old US of A, for the Phoenix Grand Prix, and goodbye.